I want to ask you about that paintball thing. Did you guys get to play a little bit?
Yeah.
Or did you really just have to do the choreographed
Well,
stuff?
when we did the scene, there were no paintballs in, so when you were shooting, it was just like air coming out. It was
bummer.
Yeah, it was compressed air coming from the tank, but they wanted us to go play to have experience because the paintball place was actually like right across from the production studio. And
yeah. And aside from him shooting me in the back, it all went really, really well.
I wasn't even on his team.
You just thought
You were on my team. You were behind me and leveled me in the back because you were jumping around like a rabbit behind me.
I didn't, but he got shot in the neck by Jason.
Oh, Jason's an assassin. Jason is, I don't know if you, Jason is about as thin as this table. So when he turns sideways, it's like trying to hit a piece of paper on the side. He's impossible to hit. And he's the fastest human being I've ever seen in my life.
He's like, it's so legit. He's like, there's these little pillars that like you can like hide behind. He literally leaps over one, and while his hand's like on the pillar, he starts like shooting me. So he's in like midair doing like a flip and shooting me.
Every move Jason makes is like right out of a movie. You can't believe it. He even jumps in slow motion and you can't hit him.
You can tell you guys had absolutely
I swear,
no fun doing this.
If the military wants a new weapon, get Jason in their arsenal because that kid is unbelievable in paintball.
So did he win?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm still sporting the scars from his shots.
It was me and him versus Jason. So it was 2-on-1, which is two big guns versus a little guy, and he just creamed
No, he
us.
slaughtered us. Well, first of all, 6'3", 250 pounds, and I'm not moving like I'm 20. So I'm not hard to hit, but this guy's quick, and Jason was nailing.
Well, I would literally like run away from the dude, and he's like chasing me around the entire paintball place, shooting me, and I'm like screaming. It was like something out of a movie. It was ridiculous. Yeah.
So what? Okay.
Go ahead.
So what Christmas traditions do you guys have in real life?
Wow.
Well, every Christmas Eve we go to my aunt's house. It's fun. So we do that every Christmas Eve, and we always open one present before Christmas, like the night before. That's a little something. What about you?
I'm not going to go there. Wow, traditions have changed so much as I've grown up. I mean, the one memory I will always have about Christmas is my mother, who's passed away a few years ago, would always transform the house, and that's the one memory of Christmas that I've always sort of kept with me, and it's the one tradition that I wanted to pass on to my kids, was that feeling of the house becoming something else. And I was living in Canada at the time too, so it's snow outside, and my mom would bake forever, and she had, tree decorations. Everything was always very important to her. So come December, the house would go through this amazing transformation, and everything, it's a cliche, but it's true. Everything gets a little warmer, a little more comfortable. Everything just feels very close and very family. And I've never been able to duplicate it to the point that she could, but that's something that I've tried to pass on to my children as well.
Have you ever found and opened a present early? I don't mean the night before when you said what you guys did. Did you ever find, you don't have to say what it is, but did you ever find and open a present? I know I did. I found a whole stereo once when I was a teen.
I didn't open it, but
You found it.
I found it, and I purposely walked in to go see. What happened was my mom had like all the Christmas presents out in like her room, and you go say goodnight to someone at night, and then you go to bed. And I had already said goodnight and had gone to bed. And then I was like, I knew that it was just all on the floor. So I came in again and I was like, good night. Oh, dang it, I saw it. Oh no. So I never took it and like played with it. but I did.
One of your Santa gifts then, because it was unwrapped. You never have to unwrap it and look at it.
No, yeah. It was
Okay.
like, it was one of those. It was just kind of like laying in the corner.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like,
Oh, no, there's an art to unwrapping and rewrapping.
yeah. It's like a
You
rock
have to
together.
study your parents for at least a year to get their technique down, and then
well, I'm terrible at wrapping boxes. Like, those ones that even, like, you just have to, like, assemble by, like, just clicking into place. I have no clue. It's like, I just get so lost doing it. I'm, like, trying to, like, and then I get, like, a screwdriver and, like, try to push it into place.
I think that's where you just get spray paint
Yeah.
and just spray paint the box in
Yeah,
like Christmas
exactly,
colors, and then you're set. The one thing I did do one year, which I still have to this day, is I don't know, maybe I'm there's one of the very first Sasquatch videos that was ever taken, the famous one where he's walking away and looking. So one night, and this is just when the kids were just starting to turn, starting to question Santa Claus. I did a Santa Claus sighting on a little video camera that I had, and set it up. It was just like the Sasquatch video. It was like Santa getting caught and walking away and just kind of glancing back before like heading out of the house. And it was all done very shaky, coming down like I had just gotten woken up in the middle of the night. And that kept Christmas alive for another 2 years in my house.
We did that same exact thing. My mom, she brought in like one of our neighbors and then brought him in the house, and it was like
Patterson video, that's what it is.
4 a.m, and like he purposely like knocked down an ornament, and we all like snuck up, and he's like putting presents under the tree, and that was the one thing that kept it going for like another 4 years.
Wow.
No, you keep the magic alive in your house. It's great.
And then I would tell everybody at school, I was like, I believe in Santa Claus because I saw him. He was in my house and I was looking at him. So it was kind of something that kept me popular in a way.
What about favorite Christmas gift you ever received?
Me?
You go first.
Wow. You know what? This goes back a ways. One of the first real sort of wow presents I ever got was the first watch I'd ever gotten from my grandfather, who used to take me fishing because it was just part of a ritual that we had about getting up at a certain time and blah blah blah. And so my grandfather, who never picked out anything in his life for the kids because my grandmother would do that, went out and picked me out my very first watch, and I held on to that thing till I was in my mid-20s, and then it finally just sort of literally exploded like a cartoon on my wrist.
It wasn't Mickey Mouse watch, though.
No, it wasn't a Mickey Mouse watch, but he went and got me like a real, like nice, like not a kid's watch. And I was, I don't know, 7 or 8 at the time, and so like I had this grown-up watch, and that
This
was
little
the
kid
most
walking
amazing
around with
thing.
a Rolex. That's like this.
This is back in the day when watches were, a little smaller and the size of your forearm.
I think, I don't know, kind of the bike that I got then nearly destroyed the next month, I guess. I basically destroyed it the next month, really. And it was like the month after Christmas, and I had the bike, and I loved it. And it was like this trick bike that I had been wanting, and like you could like spin the handlebars around, and I completely wrecked it. And it's like, I still have it though, I still use it, and it's like all dirty and like bent and gross. It doesn't work that well though.
What's at the top of your wish list this year?
I really want a paintball gun now. Because of playing paintball in Utah, it's something that I really want now. And also beef jerky. I know that sounds really random, but I asked for that on my birthday and Christmas. I usually get it. And it makes me really happy having beef jerky right there, and I know I'm gonna get it too. It's just like, I don't know when I'm gonna open the beef jerky.
When did that start? I mean, how long have you loved beef jerky?
Oh.
Hello.
Okay, thank goodness the rest of you noticed that, because I was getting ready to grab my heart for a second.
All right.
Oh,
You guys are getting closer.
You know what? That's our sign. that we-
All right.
He likes beef jerky.
Yeah, just leave it on that.